Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. We're on episode 5, and last episode we finished off the base a little bit up there, and I thought I'd start over at the mine, because it's kind of working, but I've had issues again in this spot precisely, so I'm hoping in a couple more revolutions when it's gone down it will stop being a problem, but we'll see. It's definitely causing some challenges. Now, where it comes to the outside of the base, nothing's really changed. I've added this pillar in here, like I talked about in the last episode, and I added a door up the top. Down here, I've started to put some scaffolding in, just to put some markers to see where the floor level I want to be, and I've done that the whole length of the building above, but I haven't decided where I'm going to go, like if I'm going to go through there or not. And there is a lot in here to mine out, so just looking at this, I'm going to need a vehicle. So I think I'd like to be doing that right now and building the vehicle, but I have other challenges. So one of the challenges I have is that I don't have storage. Again, I keep running out, and I was lucky. I connected up this conveyor tube to this conveyor tube. So now what I have is not all my cargo containers, but I have that conveyor above. So two things need to happen right now. One, I need to not die. But now that this is connected, I could connect these. Absolutely. That one is connected, so it's also good. But I think I need to remove these. They were temporary anyway, so I need to build a large cargo container, and we need to find a spot for it. So I'm going to grab some material and hope I can at least place it. Did I get any interior plates? I did. Just plonk it on the roof, maybe? So this is quite big, and I have no idea where I'm going to place it, but annoyingly, I don't really want to move this, but I think I want to put it over here, directly below where the med bay is going to be. So that's sort of where we're talking about for the med bay. Oh no, let's go have a look. That can only mean one thing. The drone's crashed and something's broken. No. Okay, the drone is down and there's no rubble. So what was that big explosion? No ships around? I mean, I'm not the only one that heard that, right? I mean, you guys heard it. I mean, please tell me you guys heard it, so I'm the insane one. But I can't be the insane one, you're the insane one. Okay, that's stopped. Oh, hello. What are you? You're a piston head. Hang on. What? Why is there a piston head? I'm really confused. I mean,
inventory full.
Where's that even come from? Like, I can see all the pistons, right? You're fine. Your piston top is fine. Why would... Okay, one, big explosion. A little bit worrying. Okay. Pistons. I just hope I don't miss it, but let's see. No? This one's fine. And this one. Again, I can see, physically see the piston head, so I don't think from here. I mean, oh. I mean, there's another piston head. Where is it coming from? I mean, this is all fine. Like, this is as expected. I might be worrying because this isn't moving. Is this just paused? It's paused. Fine. Where did that come from? Why is there a big... Oh, that's the bit of rock I threw down the other day. Alright. I need to deal with that piston head. I don't know where it come from. but there was an incident there before, and I wonder if that piston head fell underneath. So let me dump some stuff. Deal with the piston head. Whoops! Try not to die. This is turning into an intro. Oh god! No! 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 Tell you what, guys.
Fuel critical.
Let's have a little break. I'll deal with the piston head, get myself sorted out, get some fuel and health, and then we'll come back and hopefully there will be no more random explosions. Okay? Give me a second. Okay, so I dealt with that little shenanigan and all is well. I have no idea where that piston head came from, but it was definitely there. So what I was saying is I've got this conveyor. I kind of want to have it come off of here, because here is basically where I'm going to have the medical bay. So I can't have it come exactly off of here because it's a 3x3, but I can probably bring it to the centers here and then just dig out a big area. So let me dig out this area slightly so we don't have any weird jaggy rocks, and hopefully we can get an idea of where we're going to place it and how big it needs to be. Oops, I got turned upside down. Oh, floating rock. Come on. Get the floating rock. Cool. Right. So I think somewhere on this line, because this is going to be the center anyway. So let's see. If I drop you down. Bang. That's quite cool. That should be easy enough to get to. And I've got another little tunnel up here, so I can actually just come up here and see where the top is. Okay, that's not too bad, right? That's directly below. It's not a bad place at all. I just want to clear some of this rock out, though. I mean, I'm not desperate that I can see around the whole cargo container, but I would like to not have the cargo container be... Oh, I'd like to not blow the cargo container out with my drill. That's one thing I'd like to not do. But at least if I do this, I can quickly go around it, get an idea of the shape. And that will set us up nicely for the next bit. Okay, this doesn't look fun. So I'm going to finish... I'll get that bit out in the middle. I'm going to finish drilling that bit out later, but that's roughly where I want to put the cargo container, and that starts getting things hooked up. This is all going to go today as well, because it's not necessary. It's not necessary because now I have the ability to put down a medical bay. So let's drop some of these components off and see if we can actually grab some of the components, if not all of the ones we need for the medical bay. Let's go on here, search for medical. Of course, there's a medical room, not a medical bay. It's too much Star Trek. Come on. Wow, do I not have... Why can I not place it? I can, okay. So you see it's got the connector there, and there's one on the top if I rotate it. So our job is to put it basically like that. I think that looks alright. And the good thing about getting this down is we end up having, one, somewhere we can heal inside. But two, when we get the O2 containers and hydrogen containers, we can just refill here as well. And it means we've got like a proper permanent base. Okay, so we can't withdraw those, put those into production. So I'll finish that off. Medical components, where are the medical components? So annoyingly, I noticed that the drone's a thieving little... look, see? It's taken all the components. It just, for some reason, it wants the medical components. And I don't understand why it's stealing them. I think it's because it doesn't like me, but, you know, I'm trying not to hold a grudge. I mean, it's the only thing I've created in this world that hasn't yet destroyed me or itself. I mean, it's tried, but, you know, hasn't actually done it. So, alright, let's grab the last of the medical components if we can before the drone flies off. And then I hope I have enough. So how many we got here? So I need 3 more. I think I have 8 more. I think. Oh wow, I got loads of medical components. Oh, this is good. This is really good. Hang on, why can't I grab them? Where are they? Med. More cargo container 18. Right, where? Oh, silly me. Because they're in this one. So actually, I have loads of medical components. How many have I got left? Oh, I've got enough for another medical. This is really good. So it means I can tear down the one downstairs. I do need to sort out oxygen and hydrogen, which we will take care of. And I'll show you a little trick for filling up oxygen tanks that I learned from a guy called Splitsy. I will happily tell you that. Right. So, I think what I'll do is I'll quickly finish welding up that cargo container. I'm going to clear out a little bit of this rock by hand, probably just the width of the cargo container so I can see it and give me an idea of how it looks in the base. So I'll clear that out. I'm going to leave the survival kit for now, and I'll finish getting the medical room up and working. And when I've done that, we'll join back up and work out what we're going to do next. Okay? See you in a second. Okay, welcome back. So, as said, I've managed to get this welded up. I've connected up a conveyor here to the bottom of the refinery. And I've also managed to move the cargo containers to here and start dumping in. So now this is connected through the roof and everything goes through the refinery. So that so far so good. The medical bay is up, but I do not have hydrogen here, but I can recharge my power. And look how much quicker that power is compared to before. Now I need to get some of this inventory managed. I can't do my hydrogen yet, but it does mean now that my survival kit can actually disappear because I don't need it. And even if I do lose the medical components, which I'm pretty sure I won't, it's not the end of the world. So let's get rid of the battery first. It's the one we lose the most components on. And take out the O2H2. So this is a problem. I do need to work out what I do with that. I need O2 and H2. This is the last bit, and this can disappear as well. So let's drop this stuff in there. I think we would have gone from having... Get rid of that head as well. We don't need this rotor either. I can't actually get the head. There we go. So I'll double check again. So we went from... What was it? 3 small 1x1 cargo containers to 1 large and 2 small. So definitely got a bit more space than I had before. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, that's so annoying, isn't it? Come on, I can do it. I can do it. Done it. Okay, so I've thrown down a programmer block and I've managed to configure it to basically display the stuff here. And you do that by putting in iim-main, and then essentially the script will pick it up, change the name, and start displaying the information here, which is quite handy. Now, I accidentally set it to the keyboard as well, it looks like, but whatever, it looks pretty, we'll leave it alone. In addition, I've set up some screens here. So this one's very simple, and I'll just show you how to do this. You basically put in exclamation IIM inventory, and if you go into edit text, it shows you what's displayed, but the very first time it gives you instructions on how to set it up, and then you put that into here. So I just put ingots, 100,000, components 1,000, and that produces that graph. Now for this one, this is auto assembly. So if I come into the edit text, this one's a little bit different. I can adjust the numbers. Like I probably only ever want, say, 1,000 of these, 400 of these, Construction components, probably 1,000. So the ones we know we're going to use were set up. Detectors, well, I have 10, I guess. Displays, let's set that to 30. Can never have too many. Girders, well, maybe 500, or let's go 300. That should be fine. Hand drill item, you know what, I don't care, so I'm just going to set that to 0. Interior plates, we do care, so we'll set this to 1,000. Large tubes, we'll set to 200. We can hit the right numbers anyway. Metal components, doesn't matter, we can't make them anyway. Metal grids, we'll set this to 250. Motors, I'm going to set this quite high to 1,000, because when you start using them, you burn through them. 140 battery cells is fine. Radio comms is fine. Small tubes, I say we burn through those quite quickly, so we'll set this to 500. Steel plates, it's almost 1,000, so we'll set it up to 1,000 already. Welder, don't want it. Right. So, this, in theory, will start making sure I have those numbers. And in a second, a load of A's and things will appear. And it'll go, oh crap, I need to make these. So while it's doing that, oh, perfect timing, I just want to make sure the program block is set up to auto disassemble, which means that if it finds an item that I don't want, like a welder, it will just reduce it into its base components. And I think that's going to be okay in here. So I just need to scroll through and have a quick look. Auto crafting, by the way, is the keyword that you just put on the LCD screen to change that, and it will allow you to configure it. I could have swore there was an option that just said disassemble enable or something, but you would have thought it'd be around the auto crafting with the auto disassemble as well, but oh well. Doesn't matter. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it will work itself out. If not, I will check it later between episodes. Right, so we got that done. The next thing on the agenda is going to be an O2H2 gen. So I'm just going to drop this down here. We need an oxygen tank as well. So we'll grab one of these. We need a hydrogen tank. So that's a good start, and I'm pretty sure from memory that these, well, put it this way, they're either going to need interior plates or steel plates. So I'll grab 100 of those and 100 of those, and then we can get these placed. So the question is, where do we want to put them? Now, we've turned off most of the weather effects, but we can still get struck by lightning. So having it above ground is not ideal. I think for sanity reasons, and basically just for now, I'm going to stick it here next to the cargo container, just because I can see it not needing to move if I leave it here. If I put it anywhere else, I might just want to move it, so better safe than sorry. We'll stick it here for now, and then if we need to move it, we'll build another one and we'll move it. So we'll get the hydrogen tank in. Boom. So that will be connected, and just so you can see, the oxygen tank is only connected on the top and bottom. Now I want to put this right on top if I can, just to use that space, and to be honest, that kind of ratio is not too bad. And the last thing we've got is the O2H2 gem, which I'll just put it over here. You see it's got connector on the sides and bottom, but there shouldn't be one on the top as well. So you can put it in a line, but the question is, where do we put it? So if I put it here, the only way I'd connect it up is to put it this way around, which is essentially upside down, which I think would look a bit silly. I can move it around here somewhere, and the question is, do we do it temporarily? Because again, the thing we need right now is for it to exist. That's the most important bit. Everything else can wait. Oh, I wonder if we take that off. Can we do something fancy? So I have a funny feeling there's more for future. Let's just fly away so I can see what's going on. So this is the right way around. Is that upside down? It is. So let's rotate it around. So we know that is going to connect. There's a connection up here as well. So then the question is, can I put the oxygen tank sideways? So that oxygen tank, I'm pretty sure if I have another hydrogen tank next to it, it will connect. So I'm going to leave that as it is on that assumption. But we'll check this, because if it doesn't connect, then it's going to be a little bit annoying. And I'd rather it wasn't annoying. I'd rather it was perfectly positioned. But I think what we'll end up with is O2H2, oxygen, and then we can have one O2H2 gen per hydrogen tank. And that should, in theory, work out okay. So let's throw this up here as well. And get rid of this while I see it, because that would be a pain. So what I'll do is when I put the next hydrogen tank down, that should be perfectly in the middle with another one of those on top. And I think that will be fine. So I'm going to quickly weld that up, and that gets us back to a good state. So give me a second and we'll see if we can get this up and working. Okay, welcome back. So I've managed to come down here and I managed to get this fully welded. Now, I ran out of hydrogen while this was happening. Luckily, I had ice in the system, but I just carved a path up here and finished welding this, and then everything was fine. I just did a quick ice run, but this will burn ice quickly. And if you push K on here, you can see I've got, what was it, 13,000 litres, but it holds 5 million. So we're going to be good for a while. Now, the oxygen tank. Let's come up here and see how much oxygen's in here. And then we'll do an experiment. So it's 13.9%. So there's an easy way to fill this up. And I'll probably do it temporarily just here. Because once it's done, to be honest, that one tank is going to be all the oxygen I'm ever going to need. Because, again, I'm probably going to go to space at some point. I'll need some oxygen to go with me, but not here. Here is one place I don't need it. So if you go into here and grab a vent, this one in particular, if I grab the components for it, and I place said vent, and weld said vent up, there's a quirk. And that quirk is that it can also be used to suck air. So if you set into, I want to see, was it decompress mode? Well, we'll find out in a second. But it will then actually do other things. So if we go onto here, it says the room's not airtight. That's fine. Depressurize. On. It's now depressurizing the entire planet because it's not in a sealed room. Well, the entire planet is full of oxygen. So we come down here and have a look, and we go to our oxygen tank. That's just flying up. I mean, even temporary, this isn't a bad way of going, and it's a quick way of getting oxygen and things if you need it, especially if you're on a planet. Now, it doesn't work for hydrogen, but it's a good start. So I think we're going to call it quits here. We've done a little bit of digging here, but I can't dig this out by hand. It's going to take too long. Plus, I really want to dig this way quite a bit. So I think next episode, we'll dig... We won't dig. We'll build a mining ship. We'll use that to empty this out so that we've got some room to work. And then maybe after that, we can use it to start getting some basic resources. And then we'll come back here and we'll start rebuilding this bit, because I don't want those turbines like that anymore. The wind turbines, they need to move. But for now, we needed power, so that's where they're staying. And just to prove a point as well, and this looks a little bit cleaner, which I'm quite pleased with. It's nice to see that, and you can see the production statistics. See, we're still assembling like mad on the bulletproof glass and things. We don't have enough silicon. We're missing a few other resources, but once we get a mining ship, we'll use that to mine the things like silicon and nickel, which you don't need a lot of. You can see my hydrogen came flying back up there, so that was a good start. So I think we'll call it there. We'll stop here again and just watch the drone fly into the distance. But we'll call it there, and I'll see you in the next episode.